Hello everyone and welcome to another Art of War live stream. We are here today ready to talk about the World Championships of Warhammer. Coming up, we have one of the biggest, maybe the most exciting event of the year in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, there's, oh gosh, how many pods? 16 pods?
There are 16 pods.
With some minor variants of numbers of people in there.
Yeah, it's like 25-ish, 26.
Somewhere around there.
25.
Only one person makes it out though.
Only one makes it out of each of the 16, so 16 people make it out.
Yeah, so today we're going to break them down, look what's going on in each pod. There's actually quite a few interesting ones. We're going to look at armies, ELO, and just kind of the general vibe of what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited for this. Of course, you and I have attended the World Championships in the past. You were there last year, I know, as was I. Were you there the year before?
No, last year was my first year.
Last year was your first. Okay. Well, this will be my third of the expanded format. And they had an 8-man World Championships like 3 years ago.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that. It was in New Mexico?
It was in New Mexico. Yeah, it was actually pretty fun.
Right.
So in this video, we're going to be talking about the pods. I'm going to be making some predictions. I'm going to make Michael make some predictions as well. Predict some winners, predict some things. We're going to look at what everyone's taking because we actually have a really wonderfully diverse field.
This is actually going to be a cool tournament. There's like some new lists that people have cooked up, as well as just interesting wide meta. So
absolutely. Cool. If you're joining us live, feel free to drop some super chats. If you have any questions, we will answer any super chats that you have with any attached questions at the end of the video, but we will probably save them for the end of the video. Still, we do want to see them. We do want to answer your wonderful questions. As well, if you like this kind of analysis, if you like this kind of content, make sure that you like the content. Like this video, share with your friends, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Every time you do one of the YouTube buzzwords, we give Michael one candy bar.
That's kind of a good deal, though.
Honestly,
is it full size?
It's a no. Michael, please. Bad.
The budget too much. We can't afford to go to Costco and get those boxes.
Absolutely not. And of course, it also really helps us grow the channel and continue to produce content for you, such as the high quality content that we put in the War Room. If you want to see even more stuff, if you want to see a coaching match that we put out today, my White Scars versus Jax Eldari in a very interesting game.
It's actually a cool game.
If you want to see that, if you want to see, our Know Thy Enemies, the high quality analysis that we make about Warhammer 40,000 and the current meta, check out the link in the description below. That's the warroom.vhx.tv. You can even get a free 3-day trial, and it'll also get you access to the Art of War Discord where, Michael, I, and the rest of the Art of War coaches are always hanging out.
And we actually answer you.
Absolutely. I answer if you tag me twice.
Sometimes
once. Sometimes it's twice. Sometimes once, though. All right. So before we dive into this, start breaking down the pods one by one, let's go ahead and have a quick word from our sponsors at Objective Control.
Objective markers are essential to every game of Warhammer 40k, so why not try out the latest in objective marker technology for your own games? These objectives are significantly thinner than the neoprene markers you see at your local game store and tournaments, so it's very easy to put them under ruins and models. They feature minimalist and clear designs so that they blend into your existing terrain and mats. Functional, while removing the visual clutter to make your battlefields more immersive. The objective markers ship from the United Kingdom to the EU, US, and Australia. What are you waiting for? Try them out now.
All right, so let's start looking at some pods. So we have a wonderful little spreadsheet here that John got from a wonderful person on Reddit.
Yep. Actually, David P. in the WCW Discord posted this for anyone who wanted to use it. So David P., thank you so much for the hard work that went into it. I actually think David P. said that his wife made it.
Oh,
so
cool.
David P. and your wife, thank you so much for making the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
It was the prettiest one we could find.
Yeah, this is certainly the best looking one. So here's what we're going to break down. In each pod, we have a list of player names, the list of the armies they're playing. We don't have the actual list we can bring up. I mean, we can open up our BCP if we get really curious about what someone's running.
Yeah, we do.
The country as well as the ELO, probably most updated on StatCheck as of recently.
Yep. Yeah, and this is from the ELO. I think they're updating it soon, but I don't think it's quite updated yet. And we're pretty excited for this. Oh boy, pod one.
Yeah.
Starts off spicy.
Liam VSL.
Yeah, I mean, Liam VSL is, he's pretty good.
He's a pretty good guy.
He's pretty good. The 3-time LGT winner, is it 3-time?
I think it's 3 times.
3 times?
I think it's 3.
I think 2 times with CSM, and the time before that, he probably brought elves or something. Well, that's pretty impressive. And
That's a good
so
one.
we're going to see Liam bring in his Eldar for this one.
This is an LGT though.
It's not.
So-
And fun enough, the last time that he came over, he actually was shot down by one Quentin Johnson.
Oh, that's right.
Art of War member.
I was told the story that Quentin Johnson slayed him.
He did indeed. A mere 7-1 record at the hardest tournament in the world. Liam, do better.
So he's playing an Eldar build. I remember looking at it. It's got Dark Reapers in it, which is nice. It's got 3x5 Dark Reapers, the usual Fugan setup. It's really just kind of the generic good stuff aspect host. He just has more Dark Reapers than the normal build. For me, I mean, we can look. There's a couple other interesting players in this pod. Scary, notably, is in this pod. And then there was one more name I recognize. Jasper?
Yeah, Jesper is one that I think is actually going to be pretty scary. I actually really like Jesper's list.
Got it. What's the style?
It's a Dark Angel Stormlance, and he has 3 bike bricks, essentially. So he has 2 Ravenwing command squads with Ravenwing Black Knights, and then he has 1 Samael, which presumably will be joining an Outrider. Technically, he can mix and match which of these joins which, but that would be my read on who's joining what. And as well, if you actually scroll down on this just a little bit, you'll see that there's a player who doesn't have an ELO, Durante Bazzini. That's because he, I think, changed his name slightly for what he entered in this event versus what's on last one.
Yeah.
But Durante is very good.
He has big elo.
Durante has big ELO. He, I think, he's like top 20 or 30.
He's
in the
quite
world.
high. He's quite high.
He's quite high up there. He had a good run at LVO. I think he was. I think he lost Shadow Round or Round 6.
Somewhere around
He
there.
definitely started 5-0. I don't remember if he lost. He lost somewhere before the top 4.
Very good run. Been winning plenty of singles events recently. Overall, just doing well in the scene at the moment. I would consider this is a interesting one to watch, especially since Tau is a bit of it's like an underdog, but like also recognizes good at the same time. It's like kind of weird.
I think Tau's pretty good.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think Tau are good too, but like I don't think anybody's gonna point at Tau and be like, they're winning their pod for sure. Right?
Let me put it this way: when I saw Tau wasn't in my pod, I exhaled.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, thank God, this would be embarrassing when I lose to Tau. But no, I think Durante won the Utah Cup a little bit ago.
Yes.
I know he beat Derek Apshay on his run at LVO, and I think he only lost to Wesley St. Hines, Name of the Fish. And so, as far as losses go, that's losing the event winner after taking out some really good players. I'm really expecting to see this be a very tight pod. And of course, our own Brian Jones is there.
Yeah, Brian Jones is in there, and then Kyle Lamprez. I've actually played this guy when I lived in Denver. He was a big player out in the West. He's very good as well. I actually think that's another player that's interesting to watch. So there's a few ways this pod can go down. If I had to call my shot, I'm always going to bet on Liam.
It's very hard for me to bet against Liam from a practical standpoint of it's just statistically probable that Liam wins the pod.
I wouldn't be shocked if somebody got him, right?
Yeah, my guess is that I think that Durante and Jesper have the real good, really, really good upset potential here.
Oh, Hugo is in this pod as well.
Oh yeah,
I forgot.
French Elo is always 20,
Yeah.
20. Or honestly, 200 points lower than it should be because they often use nicknames. So their stat check elo is often not accurately represented. Oh my God. Yeah. This is a really tough pod. This is we're going to pick the pod of death at the end. This is a contender.
This is definitely a contender.
This is a contender.
This is a very strong pod.
If I were going to go off base, I would actually pick Jesper to win this pod.
Interesting.
Liam is the obvious choice because Liam is Liam, right? Liam loses a singles game once every year. And then he, he just powers back up, right? It's then he goes and sits in a closet for 48 consecutive hours of darkness, walks out glowing, and it gets another 12 months of power. But I like picking underdogs. I'm sure Skari's going to do really well on new Drukhari. I will admit, I do think that Drukhari has one too many potential bad matchups to make a run.
What do you think the bad matchups are? I'm pretty uninformed about Drukhari at the moment.
So honestly, I think it's just that Drukhari is fragile and it has a little bit. So think of it the way that I view Drukhari is that it's like Eldar, where it has just almost as much stupid cheat potential of I fire and faded, I got back in the venom, but it has more bounce potential than Eldar.
Got it.
Because it's not reroll hits, wounds, damage, AP4, ignore, cover, sustain, flip dice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so I just have this fear with Drukhari where if they bounce once at any point,
They just crumble.
they just
Yeah.
die.
I think that makes sense.
And so I usually see them struggle with things that are too tough. I don't think there's too many Necron players in here. There's one, Devin Orchard from the United States. I'm not familiar with that player, but
a few demons.
There's always a thing, right? If he hits the Chaos Knight list and rolls bad on his hits for the Haywire unit, because the Lances are often -1 to hit because you just choose to be that.
Whatever the table
They're only ballistic skill 4 and hitting on 5s, you're rolling hits.
It's not a good place to be.
You know, also it wouldn't be me and Skari if I ever at any point believed in Drukhari. So instead, Skari's gonna have to prove me wrong. Underdog pick. I'm going Jesper. Who's your pick?
Liam.
All right, fair enough. I can't blame you. I'm trying to get us to pick differently in every pod.
This is actually a hard pod to pick.
This is a hard pod to pick.
There are several good guesses. I'm going to statistically take my shot on Liam, and then
it's a really safe bet. Pod two.
So let's see. Here are the players we know in this one.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard Matthew McCurdy's name before, but I'm not familiar with them. And then I know Justin Serrano.
Mm-hmm.
He actually beat Nick at Challengers Cup.
Yep.
With those demons.
And funny enough, Nick is in the pod.
Oh, that has to happen again.
I really hope that Justin Serrano and Nick playing again. I know.
It has to happen again. And then what else? Nick Keever's a name I recognize.
Yep. Yan Tran actually was. I saw play Death Watch at Home Nations in April.
Yes, actually, I played against him.
Yep,
I did. Yeah, he was quite good. The European elo is always a little bit lower, as we were kind of talking about before.
Yeah. We certainly have an American bias with which names we recognize.
Yes, 100%. Right.
Can't pretend otherwise.
Yes, Yan Tran, quite good. That would definitely be a player to watch out for. So Yan, Nick, and then Trainer's interesting, and then obviously Matthew and Justin both have the highest elos, so they come the most interesting. I don't have too much commentary on this one because I'm not too familiar with enough of the players here.
So I think the question is, can Nick with his Eldar navigate past what by elo the two best players in this pod, being Matthew and Justin, who are not great matchups for Eldar.
No.
Right, Space Wolves. I don't know if you wanna. Do you wanna look at one of the lists?
Yeah, here, let me pull it
up. I know you're a Space Wolf enthusiast.
I think the Space Wolf list is very similar to mine, but a little bit different. So let me pull it up really quick.
Innes Wilson says that Matt is the infamous beat Nass up with Wolf Jail player. Innes, I think you're going to have to clarify that a little bit more because I've seen Nass lose to every single Wolf Jail he's ever played against. So maybe Matt was just the first. Anything to say, Michael?
I have
nothing to say.
The viewers will find out on the
channel. The viewers will find out later. Okay.
Okay, so Matthew's running Arjak, Bjorn, Librarian and Fomos Armor. Lieutenant with Combi Weapon, Grimnar, Inceptors, 2 squads of Infiltrators, Scout Squad, 2 big TCAF bricks, a small TCAF unit.
Okay.
1 5-man Terminator unit, 1 10-man Terminator, similar to me. So basically, instead of taking the Wolfen packages that I took, they brought the Infiltrator setup.
Okay.
The Infiltrator setup is good into specifically Raven Guard. I didn't particularly feel the need to tech into that matchup because it's already pretty fine for me.
Okay.
That makes it a little bit easier for Eldar to deal with, but not the most easy because really the issue is all the Terminators and the Space Wolves. So.
Yeah, there are some issues there. Also, not being able to shoot that Infiltrator unit with like Marin Raw. Or like, did he cut Raw?
I think he cut Raw.
Man,
yeah.
Man, even Nick knows that Marin Raw is washed. That's awkward.
What's that Phoenix Lord?
I know he brought Ozerman.
That's Ozerman. Yeah, he's on Ozerman now instead. He had to make a trade. So
tough. Okay, very interesting. So, I have an opinion about WCW in general that Eldar, which I believe to be one of the best armies in the game, is not going to do as well as it could. Because everyone here is really good and everyone here has had a lot of time to prepare for Eldar.
Yes, Eldar has got the big target on its back, right?
I feel like, so to me, my first thought is like, all right, I think Nick can win this spot. But I'm not going to pick Nick. I'm going to get fired. You're going to see me dragged off camera in a second.
Nick's about to walk in for a second.
Nick's about to walk in and kick it down. But I have an opinion that I think Eldar has a couple of bad matchups. And I think that everyone is getting ready for it. And now there's not a lot of Admech in here. I think Admech is a really bad matchup for Eldar, but there isn't an abundance of Admech in the spot.
There is.
I only saw the one.
I think just the one. I'm
Gabriel Nixon.
I'm not personally familiar with them. I'd be very curious to see how their run goes. Admech are a powerhouse at the moment, so they can do a lot of the carrying for you.
Yep.
Man, what am I calling on this one? I mean, I can call my fellow Space Wolf. I obviously think Space Wolves have a very good run because I brought them myself.
Yep.
Yeah, let's just call it Space Wolf Flare. I think that's actually a fairly decent.
You want to call my shot? Gabriel Nixon, Admech.
I can see it.
If I'm not sure, I'm picking the highest elo Admech player in the pod.
I mean, that's valid. That's valid, right? That's not wrong. That's not wrong.
That's what I'm doing.
All right, on to the next one.
All right, so let's see pod 3 and 4 here.
So pod 3, I do know Jack Murphy. I played on a Challengers Cup.
Couple interesting players in here.
Who else do we have?
So Jack Murphy, I don't know him personally, but I know my reputation. You know how, I don't know if you've ever all right. So my understanding, and I don't really know Jack that well, is that he's a younger guy.
He is young.
But a lot of the guys in the Northeast in that BFS area have a very high opinion of him and think he's gotten a lot better recently. He's also playing Admech.
Yeah, he beat me up at Challengers Cup. That was the CSM list that shot me to death.
Oh, that was Jack Murphy.
Yeah, that was Jack Murphy. That was compared until we thought it was a melee matchup, and I found out it was guns. Yes, he was actually very skilled. I also had a high opinion of him after the game. I thought he was a very clean player. He's also quite funny. What else? So playing Admech, I think is something that makes sense. He was playing triple ACDC in the list I played, so he's probably rather familiar with the play patterns that he's going to encounter at this one. And then we have Dustin, who's a local Knights player in our area. He won one actual major this year. What was it? Rocky Top.
Yeah, he won. I think Rocky Top. He's done quite well at a few different events. I've seen him go around here locally. He was at a tournament I went to in March where he went 5-0. I was also 5-0, but he got first place. I've seen him do quite well. I also saw him beat Nick at a tournament in Georgia earlier this year as well.
Oh, got it.
So we've got Walter Langendorf.
Oh, Walter. Oh,
this is Walter's pod.
This is Walter's pod. Mike Muzzini, our good friend, is also in this pod. And then Bjorn is in this pod with his Chaos Knights.
That's a toughie.
This is an interesting pod.
Most of them are.
I'm unsure what the Admech versus Knight matchup is.
That
influences a lot of my opinion on this pod.
If the Knight... All right. I'm going to be real here. Right. I think it's completely cursed.
Oh, for the Knight player?
Yeah.
Got it.
I don't know exactly what kind of build Jack Murphy's on for Admech.
Let's find out.
You want to pull it up?
Yeah, let's find out.
I'm just thinking that there's some Laz chickens behind
the Laz chickens
scouts that have stealth 5-up invulns and mastercrafted anti-infantry power swords with +2 advanced to charge while costing the same as scouts. I'm just assuming that's in the list, and maybe there's some reroll hits and crit 5s. I don't know.
So we're taking cohort for this one.
Guitar Hunter?
Yep.
Ooh, that is actually, I think, better into the Chaos Knights.
We have Call.
Sure.
2 Marshals.
Right.
1 Thrallnet, 1 Battlesphere thing.
Yeah,
some
cool.
Rangers. Lots of laser chickens. We have...
7
laser chickens. Sky Stalkers, we got 25 of those. And then Infiltrators, we got
25.
20 of those.
How many are Stalkers?
Stalkers, we have 25 of those.
So the funny thing is that
so messed up.
So I think it's very polarizing because those Chaos Knights, if they just start splitting fire, they do kill the infantry at a really good clip.
Yeah.
You just point at 2. And they can't all loan up, and they can't all feel no pain. And funny enough, because of the WCW ruling, he can point at 2 units, and the Admech player only gets to use 1 strat. He can loan up 1, or he can 5 feel no pain the other.
That makes sense.
But then, whichever one doesn't get if he loan ups 1, you're immediately like, oh, cool, and now I put both guns into the guys without a 5 feel no pain, and they're gone.
And those guys shoot hard.
They shoot hard, so he's going to kill the 2 wound infantry models very, very quickly.
Did Dustin bring the Armiger spam?
Dustin brought the Armiger spam.
I think he was testing something else, but I assume he decided on the Armiger spam.
Yeah. I think he has 1 or 2 big knights, but mostly it's Armigers because he's in Spearheaded Arms, I think is the name. But I think that's better, but I also think that it's not going to get through the weight of guys in time. Because Warglaves, I'm sorry, Warglaves don't do damage into Admech infantry, and they're not long enough range to get to the last chickens. And so I can see it being better, but I just don't see it being enough.
So the last cannons kind of get split up in their direction, right? Which is interesting.
I think you
the problem is 1 unit of last chicken can potentially pick up multiple units of little knights.
I don't even think it needs to. I think you're okay with.
Actually, I don't know. Picking up 3 at a turn is
I think you're just okay with 3 last chickens units killing 3 Armigers while you have more OC and more bodies on objectives. And like because armatures are T9, Rust Stalkers do kill them because they're strength 5 with no buffs.
And then you actually get stuck in combat with the Rust Stalkers.
The problem is that like if a Warglaive runs up on a Rust Stalker unit, it shoots 3 melt-to-gun shots. It kills 1 Rust Stalker because they're stealthy with a 5 up invuln.
Yeah.
And it charges in, and you probably just park in the -1 to hit in combat doctrine. So then it's 5 attacks that hit on 4s.
That's tough.
Wound on 2s. All right, you're handing them like 3 saves, and they have a 5 invuln. Like seriously, like you kill like 3 models with like a Warglaive charging in.
This is a very tough matchup.
I don't see
from the
it.
description.
I cannot see it. So
This is a cool pod. I think my shot is leaning towards Jack because I think they're a talented player with AdMech.
yep.
I'm very interested to see Bjorn do it. I mean, I think they've got the juice.
Yeah, I think that one's going to be really dicey where, like, if the Laz chickens bounce slightly too much, the Infernalist suddenly gets ahead of the 8-ball and it's like, GG.
Yeah.
And if the Laz chickens punch through, then there's just not enough gas in the tank for the Chaos Knights and it's GG.
Someone's going to smash the other person probably. Unless it's a weird mission. But
Yeah.
This pod? Or well, actually, no, what's your shot? What are you calling? What are you calling?
AdMech is the obvious choice. But I want to go different for the sake of it. Walter Langendorf did win his pod last year.
That is true. He did win his pod last year. You can't stop the machine.
I'm going to be honest, though. I cannot envision how that Necron list beats AdMech.
Yeah, we're in a different year of 40k now.
I-
The power level this year is a lot higher than it was last year.
Like, I just don't think you can out-trick the AdMech army. I think there's just too much of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's take a look. Pod 4.
Pod 4.
Ben.
Pretty good pod. We've got Ben. Ben's playing Chaos Knights. We have Justin Moore, the next top player, on AdMech. We have another top player on AdMech.
Matthew Geyer.
Matthew Geyer on AdMech. So there's a scary amount of AdMech in this. That's not good.
Oh, and Joel. Joel Larson, I recognize that name.
Yeah, Joel from Sweden. We actually have a lot of Swedes coming over. This is pretty fun. The Swedish crowd is fun to hang out with and also pretty good at Warhammer. So this will be interesting. Who else do I see in here? I always have to I start at the top and then I skip to the bottom and then I hit the middle.
Make sure the ELO doesn't get gypped on this one.
Yeah, because there's always 1 or 2 people who don't have an ELO score. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's a good player heading
There
down
are
there.
many Europeans in this pod I do not know.
Yeah. I don't know all Europeans, unfortunately.
I do not know every European.
I do not.
I don't know all of them.
Okay, so off the rip, I'm seeing a problem, which is that
Let's see what Joel's playing.
I'm willing to hear an argument that a Chaos Knight player could win a game against AdMech. I don't think it's like a 50% of the time thing if I had to make a guess uneducated, having not played that particular matchup. But I would say that I would be completely floored if Ben beat multiple AdMech players.
That would be great. There's also a lot of AdMech in this pod.
There's a lot of AdMech, and the AdMech are the best play, or by ELO, the best players in the pod. And that, I mean, 3 of the top 5 players by ELO are bringing AdMech?
That's tough crack.
That's tough crack.
That's tough crack.
I'm not picking anything besides AdMech for this one.
I'm interested. So Joel brought an interesting Dark Angels list. It's Dark Angels Gladius.
Ooh.
With the lion.
Ooh.
It's Azrael, Captain Gravis armor with Artificer armor, Lieutenant with combi weapon, the lion, Samael, Intercessors, JPI, 1 unit of Deathwing Knights, 2 Gladiator Lancers, a Hellblaster unit, 3 Landspeeder Vengeances, and an Outrider squad.
That's cool.
It's actually kind of a neat list.
I like that. I don't think... I mean, I ring the bell. I don't think it gets past AdMech.
I don't like the Lancers, but
Yeah.
so the Hellblaster squad does something. And what's the actual guns on a Landspeeder Vengeance? I don't know.
A Landspeeder Vengeance
It's like a plasma
is
thing or
D6 plus 1 shots of twin-linked 933.
Oh, it's like a Redemptor.
Blast. Yeah, it's basically a twin-linked Redemptor cannon.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
It's pretty cool.
It's not the worst into AdMech because the 3 damage with the Feel No Pain makes it so on average you should kill a guy.
It also, if they're running the Cataphren style, because I don't know which style all 3 of the AdMech players are playing.
That's right, the Cataphren style doesn't
But,
exist, which are 3-win guys.
Which are 3-win guys. But the problem is that, they do die back very quickly.
Yeah, they die back very, very quickly.
Deathwing Knights are pretty decent into the AdMech infantry.
Even the anti-infantry one?
It goes to 1 damage.
Because they're 2 damage based. There's not an anti-infantry 1 damage, basically. Blender.
No, it's 2 damage.
It's just a 2 damage blender.
And then the 1 damage blender are the infiltrators,
Yeah.
which are AP 1 inherently. So you can AOC to tank it pretty decently.
That makes sense.
I still also the lion just like rips them in half because he's a fights first heroic of damage 2. He's like 16 attacks of sustained damage 2.
I like that as well.
I still don't. I think this is gonna have I think that Dark Angel still has trouble taking objectives away from the Admech because this is an awkward thing.
You're on an hourglass.
A unit of Deathwing Knights doesn't kill 10 Skitarii.
No.
It like hurts them.
They don't kill much of anything. But
Well, let's be respectful here. Be a little respectful here.
hey, man, as a 5/2/2 enjoyer, I know I don't kill anything.
Those are 6/2/2, and they have lance access.
Oh.
You can go in and hit on 2s, wound on 2s, line giving real 1s, real 1s.
That's cool.
It is very good. If you have that up, you actually could knock out a squad.
Makes sense.
But with a 5 of Feel No Pain, I would still bet that you leave like 1 or 2 guys alive.
Makes sense.
Without the Feel No Pain, that you definitely do grease a squad if they're running a Halo Screed.
I don't know what I'm guessing on this one.
I really feel like I've picked Admech too many times in a row to pick a third Admech pod winner, so I'm feeling pressure to go off the beaten path on this one.
I'm gonna believe in Ben.
Bet on Ben?
I'm just gonna bet on him.
Okay.
He's gonna have a dream run. And it's gonna.
I love it. You know what? I'm going to bet on Joel. I'm going to go with Sweden.
I can see that.
I'm going to go with the Dark Angels.
And then we're both gonna be wrong.
I have now picked 2 Swedish Dark Angel players and 2 Admech.
I don't know which Admech player is gonna win. But
If I had to pick an Admech player, I actually think Matt Gare has a good shot. He's I've seen him do quite well at a number of tournaments in the past, as well as Justin Moore. Right? There's no shortage of good players in the room, unfortunately.
no shortage of good players in the room. So let's on to the next pod. Pod number 5.
Pod 5.
I know Evan Stump, actually. That is a West Coast player, I believe. If I remember, is he on XPZ? I can't remember. He might be on XPZ, but he's a West Coast player that I recognize. Very good player. Has actually had lots of good event runs.
Okay. Do you know if he's shadow marking?
I don't know. Let's find out. You can look at the rest of the pod while I
Yeah, of course. While you look that up, I will look through some of these options here. Colin Watts, actually, I think is an Atlanta native. I'm sure he's going to enjoy the short commute. Sean Reynolds on Admech. Decent variety of things in here, actually. This is a really good variety pod. There's a couple more Chaos Knights and Sisters than average, but not like just tremendously so. Honestly, pretty good diversity in this one. There's actually not a ton of players that I recognize in this one, but honestly, I'm always nervous about a France player without an ELO score, right?
Yeah.
That does not make me assume that they're bad.
No.
I was like, oh man, this guy's probably pretty good, and we just don't know it yet.
Oh, and McDougal. And Bryce, a local Eldar player, is also in this spot.
There's not a ton of Admech. There's only one.
No.
I could see this being. I haven't picked an Eldar winner yet. But Dukes. All right, so Alex McDougall. Here's this thing about Alex McDougall.
What's he running?
He's running Final Day Gene Circle.
Evan Stump is one. Actually, was correct. Is an XPZ player, and then they are a Raven Guard. And no spice though. Just good shadow mark.
Just
the good old shadow mark stuff.
Okay. Ooh. All right, so Guillaume from France is apparently, thank you, Colin Watts in the chat, the 4th ranked player in France. So that's pretty good.
Wow.
However, there's this thing about Alex McDougall. I have never seen him lose a game to a European player.
He's running Final Day.
Yeah. Ignore the list, man. It's Dukes. I'm not betting on Dukes' list. Dukes' list is mid.
That's crazy.
But Dukes,
It's cool though.
I have never seen McDougall lose a game to a European player. I don't know, man. It's for me. I'm between Alex and Guillaume. I do think Bryce is getting hyped up in the chat by as he should be by his friends. Bryce does have a real good shot at this as well, because I think this is a perfectly good pod to be playing Eldar in. Only one Admech, because honestly, like I'm seriously just like I measure the Eldar players' success by how many Admech players are in the pod, but
There's not a lot of Admech.
not a lot of Admech players.
I think I'm willing to bet on the French player here.
You're going with Guillaume? It's a good choice.
I'm a French fan.
I will match you then with Alex McDougall.
That sounds good to me.
Like list to list, I don't think Alex will win this pod, but I'm betting on Alex.
That sounds good.
Yep.
Pod number 6. Oh, this is your pod.
This is my pod.
So in your pod, you've got Wesley St. Hines, aka Nemo the Fish, and all his guardsmen. Has he made any changes since LVO?
Nope.
Assuming it's the same.
Maybe he's changed some fine print, but it functionally looks the same.
Concept.
Yeah.
Derek Apshay on Death Guard. Also just had a run in LVO. I'm assuming it's probably a very similar build.
He's running the Demon Detachment. He has Rodigus. He has Rodigus. Yeah, he has Rodigus and then multiple Plague Bearer units in here, as well as I think it was 7 of the small buggies.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I just played that detachment for the first time yesterday, and it was actually quite cool. I was rather impressed with the rule suite. I actually didn't think it was that bad.
Okay. I'm going to have to ask you some questions then.
John Lennon. Let me tell you about John Lennon. This guy is pretty good at 40K.
Yeah.
He definitely gets out of his pod usually.
There's several people ranked higher than me in my pod. It's going to be tough.
It's going to be fine. This John Lennon guy's pretty good at Warhammer. Jeff Jew.
Yep.
Good West Coast player once again. Black Templars. He's been repping that for a while. He's a good old Marine player. Also actually very good. I would actually look at him. I would look at him for his list, but actually he's just like really strong and clean.
I can tell you his list. It's 2 Repulsor Executioners. It's 9 characters, 3 units of 4 Sword Brethren. Insert a small amount of Marine trash. Quite solid. There's I'll admit I don't recognize many of the non-Americans in this pod. Went down and I've looked up some people. For example, Matt McWaters is a Canadian player that I actually played earlier this year. Fritz Peters is the Necron player from Germany who was playing Necrons in my pod last year. I had to beat him in round 4. Oh, Peter, don't worry. I played Matt McWaters earlier this year. My eyes are open. It was a very, very close game. Fritz Peters was genuinely wonderful, but he did, and Mr. Frog already made a reference to this in the chat. Fritz did at the start of the game say, he's like, yeah, I used to play more seriously. I'm kind of taking the game more casually now. While he was 3-0 at WCW and we're playing to get out of the pod. I'm like, Fritz, you seem wonderful, but it's round 4 of WCW, man. Like, we're not playing casual right now. Casual, with that said, Fritz was a wonderful opponent, genuinely one of my favorites of last year's event. So I very much hope that I get to play Fritz again because he was fantastic. I certainly, I'm not willing to bet against myself. Yeah, but if someone else is winning this pod, I just got a rock chalk on this one. It'd be Wesley.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good bet. I mean, everyone's looking at this pod as the Wesley John showdown. There's lots of very interesting players on this pod. Mm-hmm. I think what I'm excited for this pod is since there's such a concentration of good players here that it's going to develop interestingly over the rounds.
Yep.
Right, especially with because there's the rule the countries can't pair into each other early.
Yes.
And notably, most of the large players in this one are all U.S. players. So
yes,
you're gonna have to battle the other.
By our impression, guaranteed there's a couple dark horses in here who are going to shock us and knock out the Americans that are ELO better than them because that doesn't matter. Once you start rolling dice, ELO goes out the window. Goes out the window, yeah. My read on this is that I think I'm capable of beating Wesley's list. I'll have to actually do it, and that's no sure thing at all. But I'm going to be real. There are not a lot of lists here that I think can beat Nemo.
I see what you're saying.
I don't think Nemo's going to lose any other games. This is where I'm going with this. I don't think there's a lot that can knock that out there.
Okay, cool. But I'm betting on you. So
all right. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We'll see if I can pull it off.
Pot 7.
Pot 7. Ooh, this is Jack's pod.
All right, so Pawn 7, John Holbrook. I recognize that orc player name. I'm curious what orcs.
Ooh, yeah, pull up the orcs. I want to know.
I'm investigating.
While you do that, I'll mention Alejandro Serrano, who had a really good run last year. He was a Blood Angels player. He's from Spain. I think he always plays Blood Angels, and we've seen him do well at multiple events and to do very well. He actually was the player, I believe, who put a tie on Folger. Oh, so cool. I think he was the only mark on Folger's spotless record.
So the orc list is Green Tide, actually.
Ooh, Green Tide. That's kind of spicy.
Green Tide with the new, I think it's got the new Gazgul, with the new Gazgul tech. And then also sporting a Battle Wagon, Boondocka, Gretchen Commando Change, which is great. Just just generic good green stuff. Good stuff, Green Tide at the moment. Very interesting meta selection in terms of orcs. Green Tide. I'm trying to think. So what's good right now? So what does it want to battle against?
Not what's good. What's in the pod?
I guess that's. I'm thinking why would you? Right. So against AdMech, it's interesting because AdMech can kill a lot of guys, but a lot of them bring the laser chickens, which immediately become kind of like useless when there's 100 orcs in your face.
Yeah, those don't matter.
Eldar really don't like Green Tide.
Yep.
Because that's a volume plus toughness problem they can't really deal with.
Is there a hit mod in Green Tide?
Like a -1 hit or anything?
Yeah.
I don't believe there's any -1 hits or anything like that.
I'm curious how Ruststalkers do there, because like there's a weird thing with like if a Ruststalker unit that's in +1 weapon skill goes and charges a unit of like Orc Boys, it's like only 30 attacks.
Yeah.
So it's like 20 hits. It's like 13 saves, and yeah, they're AP2 damage too. But if you kill 8 Orc Boys, that's not really solving the problem.
Especially since the characters have the power claws.
Yeah.
And the power claws.
Power claws kill the
AdMech guys.
Okay. And you can't really charge 2 units a turn because like pile and interrupt. Yep. And apparently I was wrong. Nindo 40K says actually the one who tied into Folger last year was me. Nindo, I'm so sorry. Were you playing Blood Angels, Nindo? Did I just like confuse 2 Blood Angel players? I'm so sorry if that is the case. My bad. This is not the first nor the last mistake that I'll make in the stream, but I will do my best. Interesting. So how do you feel about Green Tide then into a couple of the things that are out here?
Yeah. So we have Tau. Depending on the Tau build, Tau doesn't usually have like a lot of good volume at the moment unless they're spamming like a bunch of...
The Breacher is the answer.
Unless it's Breacher team.
Breachers is the only way
but
that
like
you get
Breacher
this.
spam is like not quite common at the moment. Blood Angels is interesting. I think they could be Blood Angels. It's like depending on the number of Sanguinary Guard they have, because the more Sanguinary Guard you have, the more like an Orc doesn't like really kill that well. But they can only really protect one of them because AOC saves the one unit, but then all the rest of the Sanguinary squads kind of get beat up. Deathwatch, I think you'd feel fine against. Custodes, I think you probably would feel fine against. AdMech, I just talked through the AdMech matchup. I think there's actually a real path.
Yeah, I can actually see that being...
I can see the AdMech path being existing there. And the rest is just like... The rest of this pod is just other, like, just armies that exist. So, like, it's GSC. There's Knights. There's Space Wolves. There's...
I mean, from being honest, I don't think Jack's Meltas are going to do that much to the Green Tide.
Oh, sorry, Jack's in this pod. So, the issue with Jack is the Sacrosancts are a bit of a nightmare. However, Green Tide has volume. So, it's like you just roll enough dice and it might be able to get through it. I would genuinely have to number crunch it to figure out how much damage you actually do.
Green Tide has a wound reroll, right?
Green Tide does have a wound reroll.
I mean... The Orc Boys usually cap at strength 5 unless I'm missing something.
It's strength 5.
So you'd be wounding on 4s. They're -1 to wound on the Sacrosancts. Rerolling wounds is interesting.
Yeah,
It's a lot of dice.
it's a lot of dice. I think that matchup is very it's a little bit variance based.
So like you basically need to hand them 30 saves. If you hand the Sacrosancts 30 AP1 saves, that like gets there. Or 30 AP invuln saves. And like that means that if you're wounding 75% of the time, you only need to get like 42 hits.
Which means you have to be in the wall.
Yeah. But like, does an Orc... I mean, I would think that if a 20-man makes the connection, because that's not counting all the power claws, I think the 20-man that connects and spends the CP does kill a Sacrosanct Brick.
Yeah.
Now, there is more to the Sisters list than a Sacrosanct Brick, to be clear.
That's the easy one.
That is the first step on a 5-part checklist.
Because you have to make sure you don't auto-lose the Sacrosancts, and then you need to be able to survive the rest of the damage. The rest of the damage, notably in the Orc Boys, isn't actually super amazing. Vol will tear up stuff, but like Vol tears up.
I'm mostly just thinking like, can a 20-man without Gaz kill a Sacrosanct Brick? And I think it's actually perfectly reasonable.
Yeah. If I call my shot, I mean, I'm probably just going to bet on Jack, right? Because I think Jack is just going to get there. I do think that Green Tide list is actually an interesting matchup, and then I think Blood Angels might also be an interesting matchup as well. Blood Angels have like a volume problem getting into the Sisters one. There's nothing else too super spicy in this pod. If I had to narrow it down to 2, it'd probably be between John and Jack.
Yep.
And I'm going to bet on Jack in that scenario. Oh, and Tucker's in this pod. I forgot about Tucker.
Tucker's in the pod as well.
Oh my goodness.
Tucker is on Gene Stealer Cult. And specifically, he's on Brood Brothers Gene Stealer Cult. And I gotta say, Tucker is a really good player who may not be known to many people. He's in the Florida area.
He's genuinely talented.
He's genuinely quite good at Warhammer. Yeah. I, however, and I hope he's watching, I don't want to say that I have zero faith in Brood Brothers because it's more like -3.
I'm mad at him that he didn't bring that back.
Tucker, you're in the chat. I'm so glad. Brood Brothers, prove me wrong, brother, because I got zero faith. I believe in you.
I believe in Tucker.
Brood Brothers, none. You can take my guardsmen, but without orders, I'm not about it.
Tucker also being in the pod makes things also interesting.
It is.
He's actually he is a genuinely talented player.
Yeah. I think Tucker will do better than he should with his terrible detachment.
Yeah, I think he's absolutely in the mix.
Yeah.
Wow, this is actually
it's a good, interesting pod.
This is a very.
I know Jack was expressing a little bit of a remorse that he was going to have to put down his boy. Jack said he was going to string you up like a chicken and pull your arms off.
I 100% believe Jack would say that. Yeah, so I'm going Jack. What do you any particular thoughts here? I think it's those
Jack.
three. Yeah, I think Jack's the bet.
Bet on Jack.
Jack's the bet.
Yep.
Bot 8.
Yeah, Kaz are going to get one order. They don't get orders plural. Like 2 orders. All right.
Pod 8 is cool.
Pod 8's a cool one.
Folger
Biles.
Sorry. John Winter Russell, who you played in quarterfinals?
I did. John Winter Russell's is the best guard player I think I've ever played with. Him and Nassim are up there, but John Winter Russell is world class. World class guard player.
And I don't recognize a lot of other players in this pod.
Junior Flahe is pretty good, but I think that Leagues of O10 is not going to have the matchup it wants into specifically Eldar and Astral Term, which are the things that I care about most when I'm looking at the top of this. There's plenty of other good players in this pod, I'm sure, but I don't recognize a lot of them. Again, every single time I see a French player without an ELO score, I wonder if this person is a multiple-time world champion. But failing that, I got to make a call. Yeah, and so do you. I know where I'm going. I'm locked in mentally.
Oh man, this is a really hard choice. To me, it's Folger or John, and that's
really I completely agree. It's Folger or John. You want me to call? You want me to call it first?
Yeah, call your first one.
John. I'm betting on John Winter Russell, the Astral Term.
Folger, it's not that I don't believe in you. Okay, I think you can do it. All right, but John put me down last year. All right,
dude,
he put me down. Yeah, I was in his pod last year when we played round 1. Neither of us were happy about it, and I'm going to pick John too.
We're both doing it to him. Folger, I'm so sorry. Our Art of War teammate. I really thought you were going to pick Folger.
I don't think I'm going to pick Folger.
Oh, and this is in the chat, loudly rooting for John Winter. No doubt.
Yeah. So,
and this has also put out a bounty on Skari, I'm told.
I think John's ready for Eldar, and I think Eldar's an army you can be ready for.
I agree. That's the thing.
Folger is legitimately good, and he can get his way out of scenarios, right? Obviously, we saw him play against the Fish and almost win, which I thought was never going to happen going first on Purge the Foe, and the game was way closer than I ever thought it was going to be. So he has the juice to get out of it, but
man,
I'm betting on John.
I feel like I've got to switch to Folger now, but I did call my shot first.
Look, but
sorry, Folger will take this as motivation.
He will,
and then he'll go win the pot.
Yeah,
I want Folger to win.
I want Folger to win.
I like John, but I want to play Folger again. I also want to play John again, if I'm being honest. But I really, really want to play Folger again.
I really like John. I've seen him at lots of events. Times. I would consider him a friend. He's a wonderful person. Folger's also wonderful. But yeah. All right, that's it for this pod. Pod 8.
All right, on to 9.
Let's see what's going on in this one.
This is an interesting one. So this was another one where I didn't recognize a lot of the players in it. Dan Salmons out of the Midwest playing Admech. Dan always puts up good results.
I recognize that Frank's name, but I don't know why.
Frank Frett. I do as well. I'm betting he was at Challengers Cup when we did some prep on him, but I'll admit I don't either. I've already got my pick for this pod, but I'll admit I don't know a lot of the players in here, and so I'm gonna go right field on this one. You need to think about it because I'm going all the way down to Hayden Walduck on Tau.
Tell me about that.
1, bet on Ducky.
Okay.
I've seen Walduck at events doing quite well. He's a name I recognize, and he immediately jumps out to me as man whose talent is probably not in line with his elo.
Okay.
Right. I just don't think that those are in line. I do think that Tau is really darn good. And I think that we're getting a Tau in the top cut. And so I was looking for where I was going to make the bet, and I'm feeling it's here. This is where I'm betting on Tau.
Okay. I'll bet on Admech.
Yep.
Just feels like an easy one.
Yeah. You going for Dan?
Yeah.
That's fair. Somehow, some way, betting on Ducky to pull it out.
Pod 10.
Pod 10. So Andy Quas-Cohen coming over from England with Necrons. Let's see. We've got Knights coming over from Spain. We've got
High Elo, actually, which is interesting to me.
Yeah, we've got.
It's rare to actually have a High Elo European. Zach Eldar.
Yeah.
I think I don't remember where he landed on Aspect versus Warhammer.
Yeah.
So let's find out.
Fraser Perry from Canada. He actually did quite well at the Edmonton Open. I think he was top. I think he might have been third or fourth place. He was definitely top 4 with his world leaders in Edmonton. I think he only lost to the Castilian player, played in the finals.
Aspect.
Ooh, Alexander Jessen from Denmark on T
he's quite good,
Suns.
right?
He's quite
he's
good.
the Scarab
He's
man. The Scarab
He's
man.
the Scarab guy.
That's interesting.
Yep. Andy Quas-Cohen's title was too long, so I didn't actually read his list. Hi Andy. Wow, you're in the chat. That's crazy. For me, it's between Andy and the T Suns.
I'm betting on Scarab Man.
You're betting on Scarab Man?
I love Scarab Culture Terminators.
Okay. Tell you what, for the sake of making it different, I respect the pick. Here's the problem. I think that both of those armies actually have good play into like the Eldar and some of the other like things that we're seeing at the top here. I've heard some games. I've heard of some stories of games between the T Suns and the World Leaders, where the World Leaders didn't get to play Warhammer because they were dead. And so I'll go. Oh, does Andy knock out Alex or vice versa? I like your T Suns pick, but you did say it first.
I won.
And so
Well, you
now
did the same thing.
nope,
That's
that's
that
not
is allowed.
It's not allowed.
Sure.
No, it's not allowed. So I'm gonna go with Andy. Going to the Necrons here.
Okay. I think it's a fair bet. But you know what was in that list?
Do I know what's in Andy's list?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
All right. That's cool. That's fine.
No, I know that Andy Quas-Cohen has been doing very well with Necrons all edition long. He's a Necron main, and if there's one thing that I bet on at WCW, it's a faction specialist.
All right.
Because I firmly believe that experience is going to matter a lot more than the people who just borrowed their buddy's AdMech last
It
month.
rewards you a lot in kind of WCW.
In this kind of environment, I really bet on people who know their list. And I know that Andy has been playing nonstop Necrons. I think he's on Star Shatter. I can pull it up if you want.
No.
No, he doesn't want to.
It's Necrons.
All right. On to Pod 11. We got Mark Rutel earlier this year.
I'm going to assume this is Death Watch.
You know what? I'm not going to assume that. There's probably
might be
probably 3 Land Raiders in this list.
It could be Raven Guard.
I'll look it up.
Jeffrey Kolodner. I recognize that name.
Jeff Kolodner is the Sisters player who beat like 3 consecutive Art of War members to win the Tampa Open 2 years ago.
Oh, that's cool.
He's pretty good.
Ben
Jeff's
Jones
pretty
is
good.
an English player.
Yep.
Usually didn't bring orcs though. So
No, brings Eldar.
I'm a little bit disappointed in him.
I will punish him for that.
Yeah. Hunter Nichols, American Space Wolf player.
Ooh.
What else? Looking down. Don't see too many other names that I recognize in this pod. This is going to be a battle, what feels like between the top cut here. So somewhere around Space Marines Sisters Eldar,
Yep.
which is quite iconic. And then unless one of the Europeans on AdMech are actually quite good, or the Australian player on AdMech could be also quite good.
So I'd like to point out that let me see. Yeah, Sonic Gravity was in the chat saying I think he dropped the Land Raider build earlier this year, and I read that comment right as the list was loading, and then the list started loading, and the name of the list.
Oh no, this is gonna be good.
Would you like to know the name of the list?
I'm ready.
Is Dr. Gilliman or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love Land Raiders. So Sonic Gravity, your answer is incorrect. You want to know? Tigerius, Calgar, Gilliman, end of characters, Chad. Intercessor, Chad. Jump Pack Intercessor, 3 Dev Sense. What? Dev Sense? What? Where's the Land Raiders? Don't worry. 3 Company Heroes for Calgar. Crusader, Redeemer, 5 Sternguard list.
Cool.
Really cool. I'm betting on Kolodner. I think Sisters are incredibly strong at the moment. I think that there's some good fringe picks. I'm going to tap into my WTC knowledge to point out that Richard Grint, despite being the 10th best player in the pod according to ELO, is probably not the 10th best player in the pod.
I just saw that it said it's the Danish captain.
Yep. Richard is captain of Denmark. Richard is quite good.
Which I'm going to point my bet to Richard then, in that case, with the now context of good European advent player.
I burned all of my just pick the top AdMech player in the pod. Picks too early, so I'm gonna let you have Richard.
You have to
It's a
do
good
the
pick.
first round.
I'm gonna go with Klodner.
I think it's a good bet.
Yeah, again, I haven't picked it. I'm gonna pick a second Sisters to make the top here. Pod 12.
I recognize a few different players in this pod.
Conan Jennings on Shadowmark. He won Adepticon and the US Open in Dallas earlier this year. So he's got 2 super major wins this year with Space Marines. But now he's on a different type of Space Marines. He's on Shadowmark.
We have Scott Ketchum.
Yep.
Good Sisters
Very
player.
good Sisters player. Faction Specialist.
Sasha. Sasha's
Faction
in the spot as well.
Specialist. Sasha's in here. Who else is in here?
Kenneth. Tyranid
Tyranid player.
He's actually got a very good run this year.
Yep. Matt Shuckman in there with Eldar. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Yeah, Shuckman was. I think Shuckman was laughing because he was the only other player in his pod.
I think he is actually.
And there's an Emperor's Children player. Well, I gotta pick them.
Where am I pointing my bets? I'm very interested in Scott here.
Scott's a good choice.
I'm very interested in Scott.
I am going to slightly diverge.
Oh, Nicholas is with his demons list.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you caught that, huh?
I caught
Tell you
that.
what. Let's read Niklas's demon list.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I think.
Is it Scintillating Legion?
I think you're going to be interested in this one, Michael.
Oh,
Michael's about to change his pick.
dude,
Oh.
I love Scintillating Legion.
Yeah.
I love Scintillating Legion.
Well, that's funny. He is playing Scintillating Legion.
Give me your phone. Let me see what's
Okay.
playing right now.
Oh, we're talking about Niklas right now.
All right, so Kairos Fate Weaver,
King.
Changeling, the Neverblade Winged Prince, which I also like quite a bit. The Flux Master, one of them with the inescapable eye, it gives you an extra Flux token if you
Yep.
already have one.
Okay.
A Lord of Change with the Infernal Puppeteer. By the way, the most broken 10-point enhancement in the game.
Yep. Insane. Actually insane.
Actually insane. And then a Lord of Change with no enhancement, which I think is interesting. I usually like to have a Neverblade Lord of Change, but the Winged Demon Prince is also good. A 6-man Nurgling squad, 10 Pink Horrors, 10 Plague Bearers, 15 Screamers. So this is going to be every time I read a demons list, and I'm like, oh man, this is so cool. And then I'm just like, it's still demons.
So are you saying you don't believe in Niklas?
Okay, so let's see what he has to play against. Okay, it is a very good anti-shooting army, very good against guns.
Okay.
Conan noticeably has guns. Sisters, what's Scott running?
All right. So just to break this down, because like a lot of people are good into guns until the Centurions activate. How good against guns is this?
Like actually really good. I think it's legitimately one of the best like anti-shooting like armies in the game.
Can you tell me why?
So
Pretend that me or the viewer has never heard of Flux Masters.
He didn't bring the stealth prince, which is when it really ramps up. It's just everything in your army has a 4-pin invuln and you can reroll saves.
Okay.
Which is crazy.
That's pretty good.
Like actually nuts. So any sort of like las cannon activation into like these Flux Masters and I think the Flux Master has flip a 6 as well. Oh, the Flux Master makes the pink horse -1 to hit. That's what that's also the thing he says.
Cool.
So it's essentially a ton of 4-up invulns that you can re-roll, and then some of them will be -1 hit because of Flux Masters, which is actually really quite good. I like
What I just heard is that a
stealth
Centurion
plus
squad
Red
still
Invuln.
kills that entire thing, but I'm with you.
I'm telling you, it's tougher than you think. It's a tougher than you think army.
I was just going to hand it 30 saves and see what happens.
It's a tougher than you think army.
If I hand it 30 saves, am I good?
It's tougher than you think army.
I believe it's tougher than I think. That's why I'm handing it 30
Dude,
saves instead of splitting fire.
Anytime you look at like a Zinch army and it's just like, oh, I'm just going to hand it a bunch of saves. Well, sometimes it just doesn't happen.
Okay.
Sometimes it just doesn't. Because you can also do the pseudo -1 hit in combat where you could like, you roll a dice.
Yeah,
you
and
could
that hit
another.
result misses. Yeah.
And then if you take the pink horrors with the Flux Master, so you're -1 to hit, as well as then if you roll above a 4, then you're like -2 to hit, and you can only hit the pink horror on essentially 5s or 6s. It's like actually like a very silly combo. I'm picking this because I love Scintillating Legion.
Okay. I respect it. I think Nicholas is a really good pick here. If there's one other that I can pick, it's my boy Sasha.
Sasha's also a great pick.
I actually think that there's a couple of armies in here that are going to give Conan trouble, if I'm being honest. I think there's a couple of matchups here that I think are not good for...
Raven Guard's also another army people showed up ready for.
Yep. That's the thing, is everyone, I think, showed up ready for Raven Guard. Really glad I didn't bring Raven Guard, by the way. Just saying that part out loud. I'm like, wow, really glad I didn't do that. Would have been awkward.
Pod 13.
Pod 13. This is Innes Wilson's pod, so we have to pick someone else.
Who's in it? I've never heard of that guy.
Yeah, more like Outis.
He's just a chatter.
Dude didn't even take Possessed. I actually like that. All right.
Who else is in here?
Cass. Our boy Cass Hushidar is in there.
I recognize Nicholas from.
Yup. Z Martin is an Eldar player who is running not the Eldar player, the Eldar list you are thinking, because he's running Guardian Battle Host. But Z is a player who's done quite well here in the Southeast. So I struggled to not pick Innis,
I think this is an Innis's pod.
but I will say there's some difficulty there. I think our boy Cass, give him a run for his money.
I would like to believe.
I do believe. That's the difference between you and me. You would like to believe, I just do.
I need to channel my orc power more.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think this is Innis, I think, is the strongest pilot in this pod. And I think his competition is not as some of the other pods you saw, like a high concentration. I think there's lots of talented players here. Of course, anyone can take a game off Innis. But in terms of like, if I had to throw them on a dartboard, I am not familiar enough with anyone else. So I think who could beat Innis.
Yep. Oops. Get that out of the way. I'm wondering what Innis's Eldar matchup is like. Because you can look at the next 3 players by Elo and say, oh, wow, there are some pretty good, pretty good Eldar players here. Leaf Westerman, I think, was at WGC this year. But I kind of want to do the homer pick of Cass. I really want to.
I can see it. He's just got to do the thing.
Yeah. I have no idea
There's a lot of
how
Leaf
the
hype.
Bile versus Eldar matchup is, because I'm going to be real. Yeah, and Leaf with the Avatar. I don't know if the Avatar is helping specifically the CSM matchup.
Interesting.
But also, yeah, there is a Warp Talon unit farming, attacks of Eldar every turn. If Innis drinks from a shoe before the game, he wins. It's true. Yeah, at least he doesn't have the possessed who do just kind of die. I'll go Leaf. I'll go Eldar.
I'm down with it.
I haven't picked an Eldar to win a pod yet, and Innis is in the chat, and I will beg him for forgiveness on my knees when he wins his pod. But until then, pick and Leaf. Innis,
Okay.
if you win the pod, I'll find a way to get you a Butterfingers.
Pod 14. This is a
good pod. This is the other pod of death, I think.
Yeah. So in this pod, we have Samuel Pope, Kit Smith, Richard Siegler, Chen Schneider, Matt Laura, and then I think there's more, but that could be it in terms of the really.
I mean, so I've heard that Tim Schneider might not be able to make it over.
Oh no!
And since I was actually wrong, by the way, Borja was the Spanish Blood Angel player of the different Spanish Blood Angel players who took the draw off of
Got it.
off of Folger last year. So my bad. I apologize. I mean, I can't do anything else here.
It's the machine.
I'm picking Richard. There are a lot of people who are good enough to beat Richard, and none of them will.
Yeah.
That's it.
I have said this.
Admech is broken. Richard is, as far as I'm concerned, the best Admech player in the world.
Yeah.
This is, as far as I'm concerned, the best arm in the game.
Yeah. So I will always say that I didn't know Richard before I moved here. Richard's era is before I was playing the game.
Sure.
So I came here and I met Richard Siegler, and it hurts my brain how good he's at the game with what seems like little effort.
Yep.
It's insane. That guy is so good. I cannot imagine. He is my personal pick to win the event this year. That's my personal vote on who I think is winning.
Reasonable.
And I think if I'm standing by that, that means he's going to win his pod. So
yep. It's unfortunate, when you've got a couple of your boys in the same chat, but Sam, Kit, really good players that I think are capable of winning a different pod. I just don't think they're going to pick this pod.
this is a hard one.
This is I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if Tim Schneider's going to be there. I've heard some whispers that he may or may not actually be able to make it. And if he does make it, I think Richard wins the pod. If he doesn't make it, I think Richard wins the pod.
Richard.
All right, we did pick the same one on this one. Down to 15.
This is my pod.
Hey, Michael Mann. Ooh, look at you. Highest ranked player in your pod.
I know.
Elo is the most important statistic because we live in the United States.
I was honestly surprised my list still exists. I don't really play a lot of singles anymore. So I was really surprised it was still up there. So in my pod, there's me. I'm on my Stormline Space Wolf build that I have been working on. I have Jeremy on Admech in my pod. And then Kyle McCord's on Dark Angels. Andrew Vaughter, who notably did just beat me at Crucible on Orcs. On a Space Marine with lots of Land Raiders. Like a lot of Land Raiders. It's
Is it like Redeemers, plural?
It's 1 or 2 Redeemers or 1 or 2 regulars. I can't remember the exact ratio, but there's 3.
For your sake, I hope it's regulars.
It's 3 total land rate. Actually, the Redeemer's not that bad to me because it's strength 6 and I -1 to wound it.
Fair enough, actually.
So it was a 5, so it's I can actually tank a Redeemer, okay.
Okay.
And then Ben Sherwin is also in this pod on Black Templars. And then Stephen Mitchell is a name I recognize.
Stephen Mitchell's a quite good player who lives in Atlanta.
Yeah, who's playing CSM. So lots of actually good players in this pod. And then in terms of European players, Yokel is on Eldari, and then Gustavo is on Guard, which from what I understand is good. I think there are a lot of actually good players in this pod.
Yes.
I am preparing for all of them, of course. I'm going to call my shot on myself. I think I have a very good run at being able to take out this pod. I feel good about most of my matchups. I am particularly scared of Admech, of course, because Admech is the best army in the game.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah, I know that... man, it's always the case in these pods with like lots of real high competition is that it's the order that the pairings happen matters so much.
Yeah, the mission combo pairing order is going to matter a lot.
Where like I think that Yokel, despite not currently having an elo, that's fine. I'm sure he has one, and I know that he's very, very good. Yokel's good enough to win this pod, but if he hits you before someone can knock you out, that's bad for him. But like if you play Jeremy first and Adamek do something stupid broken and roll too many dice and then you lose.
Yep.
Wait, then Yokel has to play Admech? That also sounds terrible. Hold on. Let me get to the play line. Okay. Jeremy beats Michael. Kyle beats Jeremy. Yokel beats Kyle? And somehow the Eldar player dodges all the Eldar killers in the pod?
I think that has to be the order.
I think that has to be the order. Or maybe Michael just like eats everyone in front of him and runs them over the wolves.
I really think I've talked about this a little before, but like I think Space Wolves, specifically Stormwind Space Wolves, are actually very underrated at the moment.
Yep.
Their stats are actually very, very good right now.
Yep.
Like genuinely great. It's almost a 60% win rate army with actually a high amount of games played, and it has good matchups into all of the big armies at the moment.
Yep. And
so I think I'm going to run into a lot of players that are just like unprepared for what this army does. And of course I'm saying it live on air, but whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
Do your homework and you'll be fine. So if I had like removed myself from the spot and who I thought was like going to win, I personally would bet on Yokel if I had to guess.
Yep.
That would be my bet. Or Gustavo. Actually, I've heard a lot of very good things about Gustavo.
Let's see. What is Gustavo playing?
Guard. It's very, it's just the good old double Rogaldorn combined arms.
I mean, I have a very high opinion of that list.
I think it's good, yeah.
Ooh, Kyle McCord is playing Wrath of the Rock, I think, is what he's been running on. All right, you know what, Michael? Back of my boy.
That's right.
Go.
I'm going to do
Go
it.
get him.
I'm going to get out of my pod this year.
Okay. Pod 16, last one.
Also, actually kind of an interesting pod. So,
It is.
Brian Daughtry's in this pod, World Leaders, who has had a lot of success this year.
Yes. Bet on a faction specialist.
TJ Lanigan. I don't recognize Drew Southbourne. TJ's on a Shadow Legion list with a Knight, which is actually
Nice.
a Knight Despoiler.
Okay.
Steve Trimble's on Drakari.
He's doing the Witch Cult detachment, which is pretty good.
Morgan Tempe, that's a local in this pod. On Tau, and Tau's obviously very good, as we've discussed before. And then I don't recognize many other players.
My choice, it's Brian.
I think Brian is a really good bet here. I think TJ has the big problem that he has to get through Brian. And World Leaders is a bad matchup for Knights.
Yeah.
Knights for Demons.
I don't see a clear thing to knock out Brian before that.
Yeah, that's like, I think Brian has a really good setup pod here.
Yep.
I don't think there's any of the big, wait, is there no Eldar? There's one Eldar.
There's one Eldar, Austin Howell.
A lot of the World Leader Predators are not in this pod.
Yep.
Which
and Brian is, potentially but at least one of the best World Leader players at the event.
Yep.
So
I would agree. His success this year is rather unrivaled with World Leaders at the moment. I don't think.
No, I don't. I'm not aware of anyone who has had the consistent run of World Leaders that he has had this year.
I think so too. So I also think Brian is a very, very good pick here. I think this is probably a showdown between Brian and TJ. If someone kills, it's like you said before, if someone kills Brian before, because notably the U.S. players, there's lots of not U.S. players here, so they're likely not going to see each other till the later rounds.
Yep. The problem, of course, is since there's a lot of not U.S. players, is that there's a lot of people we don't know the strengths of.
No, what I'm saying is that like they can't pair into each other.
Oh yeah, that's
the big thing. It's for the pairing order.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I, like you, have low opinion of demons. TJ, very good. TJ, very consistent.
TJ is also honestly borderline a specialist at the moment. He's really only been playing this
year.
Yeah.
And yet, I gotta say it, I don't have a lot of faith in the demons.
Yeah, it's hard for me to have a lot of good belief in the Shadow Legion. Yeah. I think Shadow Legion has a lot of really rough matchups that are very difficult to navigate. World Eaters in particular is a rather large one.
Yep.
So I think Brian's on it, but if Brian dies early, I'm willing to bet on TJ.
There you go.
Yep.
So which of these pods do we think is the pod of death? To me, 14 and 1 were the two that stood out to me as like these are.
I think 14 is the pod of death.
You think 14 is the pod of death?
So the reason I personally think that is that while I have lots of confidence in Richard, these players are absolutely capable of getting him.
Yes.
Right? That's the big thing. It's not like Richard gets to take the round off or anything like that because he's just so much better. That's just not real. There are several players in this pod who can give Richard a very, very real game. And if they get him, they get him. And then that throws the whole pod into chaos of who's going to win, which is a big deal. I think the big comparison is when you go back to Pod 1 was the only other really big.
Pod 1 was the other one that I thought stood out to me.
I think if you look at Pod 1, we're looking at a bit smaller of a showdown, in my opinion. Like to me, it's like Liam, Hugo, Skari, which is just more than the 5 names that we listed in the other pod, right?
So I think that
unless you think these are just tighter.
No, so that I also think that Jesper and Durante are being underrated in that comparison.
Oh, I did forget about them, to be honest with you.
For me, and especially because I don't think that Snyder's actually going to be able to make the event.
Yeah,
I think Pod 1 is the pod of death.
Yeah, it's a really hard comparison because these pods.
Here's the other thing: all of these players that we're talking about in this pod are all from different countries, so they can hit each other anytime.
That actually is a big deal.
Like it means that like the player who escapes pod 1 is probably gonna have to play like it's probably gonna beat 2 or 3.
Play all of them, yeah.
Like they just have to go through them all.
Whereas like the pod 14 is looking like
or like my pod 6. Like realistically, the top 4 players in that pod are all Americans by ELO. I know that's not indicative. If I want to win my pod, which I do, it's very unlikely that I have to play Derek and Wesley and Jeff.
Yeah,
very unlikely because it's just how it's going. Like some of them are going to play each other. Like you genuinely like if Liam wins this pod, Liam might win this pod by beating 3 of these people in a row. For me, pod 1 is pod of death.
I'm willing to see that. Especially now that you've pointed out I did also forget about Bjarne and Bjorn. That changes that a lot. I think the race is tighter here.
Yeah.
Right. And the different country thing is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's actually a very big deal in how the pods work out in terms of pairings. I'm convinced. I'm willing to say pod 1 is the pod of death. I think pod 14 is like, if pod 1's like right here, pod 14 is like sneaking like right here.
It's right there.
It's just right there.
I think pod 14 is the next one.
And then the rest of the pods, I don't think there's any too spicy of ones. There's some interesting ones, of course, that we talk about. Like I think your pod's very interesting, but I don't think anything's quite on the same level as 1 and 14 this year.
Yeah.
All right.
I completely agree.
Well, I think that's most of it. I think let's just go through some chats now.
Absolutely.
Let me start scrolling.
You can also change it up if you click the top fans arrow to the left.
Yes, that's right.
No.
No.
I take pass now.
You take it away from me, John.
There you go. Doop. All right. See the chats we got. All right. So we had a super chat from Ben Hauser. Thank you so much, Ben, for the support. I'm excited to bring Imperial Knights to WCW, but I face lots of Eldar in my pod. What is your advice for playing the Armiger detachment into Eldar? I think that. So my advice is that there are 2 possible ways to play this game, and you have to decide which one of them you are doing very early.
Yeah, that's actually a good one.
Is that you have to lean into the extremes. Either, if you're playing lots of Armigers, you can try to play the I'm going second and I'm dripping Armigers onto your objectives and holding your primary down and forcing you to come out, and then once you come out, I all in you. Or, if that does not look like a viable game plan, once you have seen the terrain, your opponent's list, and the turn order, you have to full send and lean on the fact that you're going to make more than 33% of your 5 event vulns.
Yeah, I lean towards the aggression plan myself into Eldar, because if you let Eldar do their Eldar thing for 5 turns, I don't think anybody beats them.
Yeah, what I would definitely say, so I think Michael probably has the right of it. If you see based on list, mission, opponent, right, maybe it's supply drop and you're going second.
Right.
Right, like there's a whole other chance. But if you realize, as soon as you realize that you aren't playing, I'm playing for the end game slow drip, I'm going second. The second that's not an option, in my mind, you are full sending and hoping that you roll well on saves out at a crucial moment. Because anything else, I do think that matchup is unfortunately Giga Cursed, Turbo Bad, awful.
Yeah,
Eldar should be booted.
Knights and Eldar is rough.
It's rough.
It's rough.
Lion Leonard Johnson. I think that's what the L stands for.
I think this is Kyle McCord.
No, this is absolutely. What are you talking about? This is Lion Leonard Johnson. Michael, I'm waiting for you, baby. Remind me. TCAV like 4 damage fights first models. Oh, C tier. Oh, who put Dark Angels in C tier? We'll see you on the home objective while we burn it. Rutro, how do you feel about Lion L, short for Leonard Johnson?
I'm gonna kill everything else.
All right. Bold words.
I'm just gonna do it. Look, I mean, what am I gonna do? Charge the lion? Like, what do you want me to say?
If you charge him with 12 TCAV. Come on, boys. You can only kill 7 of us at a time.
I'm not gonna pretend that my army magically has. I mean, my army does one thing. It runs directly forward with all my 4 wound 4-up models. I don't have some magic sauce. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get the lion through. Running at him. So
that's the plan.
I mean, like, it's the real answer is whenever you deal with like these big Primarch models, or like really, this is a good advice for like any army. You run into like a big Primarch model that you can't kill, you have to attack everything else, right? It's very common, like when you look at Thousand Suns, like it was like, oh man, my army can't deal with Magnus. Okay, deal with the rest of the army, right?
Yep.
And then move on from there.
All right, Devin, thank you so much for the super chat. What is our favorite unit from any army on Rule of Cool that not on strength that you would like being buffed to a tournament staple? What's your favorite thing that's like not currently in widespread use?
I'm trying to think of what I try to fit in list all the time, but I can't quite make work. Let me look.
You think about it?
Let me look.
Okay, while you're thinking about that, my favorite one that I like wish was there would like my first take would be something like Flawless Blades because they're just gutter trash awful. I don't care that they got a 4th attack; they're still awful. But my serious answer, honestly, I feel like it's like Hormagaunts. Hormagaunts are really good is the thing. Like I've been taking 20 in my Tyranid list and I really like it. But you know what I want to be viable? I want 20-man Hormagaunts to be viable.
Why?
Because nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's nostalgia. It's because I used to run lots of Hormagaunts and now it's like they're really good 10-man's trashy trading pieces. But I miss the days when I would charge people's Terminators with Hormagaunts. And I was just like, you used to be able to wipe a squad of Thunderhammer Stormshield Terminators very average with just like a Hormagaunt unit.
What edition was that?
5th. 6th.
Boomer alert!
Oh.
Boomer alert!
All right, for context, Thunderhammer Stormshield Terminators, I'm not joking, used to be T4, 1 wound.
You know, there is some context there. I think that makes it less impressive.
But you could hand them a lot of saves. That was it. You just hand them saves.
That you can. Oh, for me it's Death, or not Death Treads actually. Death Treads was my second choice. Squigosaurs.
The Squigosaur.
So Squigosaurs were so cool in the index when they were monsters and they were running around by themselves. I genuinely some of the most fun I've ever had with those models. But now they're bad.
Oh, that's sad.
I actually really miss them a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy.
I love Squigosaurs.
So
like I love.
You want them to go to Swarms?
Swarms?
Yeah, Swarms. Well, there's multiple guys on the base, so I feel like they should be Swarms. There's a Squig and an Orc. We should change the keyword.
You're such a funny guy, John.
Yeah. Joe McGrath, welcome to the Warm Gold. Thank you so much. John McArdell, hero of the Imperium.
He's a hero of the Imperium.
Sent us 20 Art of War 40K gift memberships. Thank you so much. And for everyone in the chat who received the benefits of John's generosity, make sure that you accept that gift and then you'll get it. But John, thank you so much. You are fantastic, a staple of the community. We're very glad that you're in the chat with us today. Redrum has another super chat. John, I thought your pod is the pod of death, but you guys think it's 1 in 14. Here's your chance for a psyop. A psyop? What's wrong with my pod? I don't have to play against me. So the pod of death for everyone else.
John is the pod of death.
No. I very much expect my pod to be very challenging. I think this is the hardest pod I've been in of the years that I've attended.
I think I would agree with that based on my observations. Next up, Hector Serrano. 5 some currencies. Michael, how do you feel about Inceptors with Space Wolves? I know Logan can't turn one right because Logan only targets Space Wolves units.
Genuinely the worst interaction of the edition.
Yeah, but forcing them to 6-inch screen for a while and pivot some shoot. I'm interested in this. So Olivier very recently took Gladius Space Wolves with 6 Inceptors, and I actually thought it was really quite interesting. I thought it was cool to have, it leans into your toughness skew, because Inceptors what are they? T6 3 wounds?
T6 3 wounds.
T6 3 wounds, which is notably like the Space Wolf thing.
Yeah.
That's what we like to do. As well as they have like every keyword in the game.
On the guns, yeah.
And then in terms of deep strikes, having a front deep strike threat and a back deep strike threat is kind of cool, right? I would struggle to rapid them, but like you can just 6-inch deep strike them.
Yeah.
I plan on actually messing around with Olivier's Gladius list post WCW World because I think I think it's a really cool list. So I think it'd be totally fine. I think it's a fine inclusion.
Yeah. We just got another super chat. Sonic Gravity, $100 super chat.
Oh my God, thank you so much.
Sonic Gravity, you're a hero. Thank you so much for the support. We really, really appreciate that. Always great content, fellas. Thanks. Can't wait to see how we all do this weekend. Thank you so much. We are certainly going to do our best.
We can't wait to see how we do either.
No promises. I think most of the Art of Warhouse like walked into work on this Monday just like dead tired, like, oh, we have to get on a plane on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get some sleep before then. We're gonna rally. We're gonna get there.
It's gonna be good. Well, a good week. You just got married.
I did.
You just got married.
That did happen.
Show him your ring. Show him. Look, he's married.
We're gonna
John's
see.
married.
This is gonna make my dice roll in hand better. That's the goal.
Yeah, we all had a very fun weekend at the wedding.
Indeed, we did.
It was a good time.
Yeah,
And
I'm very well practiced for WCW.
it's all gonna be. It's gonna be a very long week.
I don't think I've played my army in 3 weeks.
That's whatever.
I'm just gonna show up.
It's gonna be okay.
So we'll see how I do.
It's gonna be okay. And yeah, I think we're all looking forward to it. We're eagerly awaiting to see how we're also all going to do. The waiting period before the event is the hardest part.
Yes,
We're technically 2 days before the event, and I just wish it was tomorrow.
I really wish I was just like there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to rip off the Band-Aid, the flight that has definitely not ever been delayed or canceled. I just want to be there.
Yeah. We are all prepared to get in a car Wednesday night if we have to. We're all ready.
Oh, Quambach with the $10 super chat. Congrats, Sean. Thank you so much, Quambach. I really appreciate that. What army does Mrs. Lennon play? Mrs. Lennon has expressed a passive interest in painting sisters models. I would say that playing is unlikely.
That's unlikely.
But she does talk smack. She does think that she could beat me.
Sisters models are actually pretty.
Sisters models are very
They're
pretty.
actually really.
So
I really like sisters. As
yeah, I think at some point, the next time I've got like an open weekend, I'm gonna just like bring home like 3 battle sisters, already primed black, already built, and just be like, hey, let me teach you the basics of paint.
Do the thing.
I think it'll be fun.
That'd be fun.
So it'll probably be better than I am in like a month. Ricky Chow with another super chat. Thank you so much, Ricky Chow. Really appreciate the congratulations, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
I think that's all I got today.
I think so.
I don't think I have anything else.
If I look at the big picture of WCW this year, what stands out to me is that I don't think that there is a single army that is actually dominant here. Like on numbers, Eldar and Space Marines were the most. I think AdMech was next, and we expected those to be the big 3. But none of them are like dominant in numbers yet. We'll see how the win rates go. I certainly we are both expecting AdMech to be the most successful army at WCW, but we'll see about that.
Yeah, I think AdMech is like a clear favorite going in. But this year is diverse, and there's lots of very interesting lists and very interesting players. What I've noticed that I feel like WCW gets harder every year.
Does feel that way.
I think this year feels much harder than last year to me. But maybe that's just like bias.
No, I completely agree.
But I think it seems much harder this year. So I'm very excited for it. It's going to be such a cool event. It's one of my favorite events to attend in the year.
Yeah.
Where I can get to go.
Absolutely. It's definitely my favorite singles event to attend.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorites. My favorite singles event. So
Yeah.
I think we're going to wrap it up today.
I think so.
I think that's what we got.
I'm excited to see the results. We'll have a lot of content coming afterwards to break down how we do, who won, who lost, the trials and tribulations, the good matchups. And so stay tuned. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you will get notified when we go live with a lot more content next week. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we will see you all next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.